Right, welcome back to the channel. Now, if you saw the last video, you would have seen that I was practicing, getting warmed up, and it's leading on to this video, which is getting out on the golf course, but more importantly, giving this new driver a try. So we just got through in fact, let's get up there close. It's going to excite a few of the viewers. So we've got the Cobra. So we've got the Cobra DS Adapt. We'll show you in slightly better lighting in a minute. So we've got the 9-degree head. And what I was amazed when this come through, there's literally 33 different options for lie and loft. So you can really mix this one up and get it playing for you, which is great. We've got the new Ventus 6X VeloCore Plus shaft, and we got the Golf Pride Midsize Plus 4 grip. So I'm just going to wait for the guy behind me as I'm literally cutting in to play through, and then we'll get into this video. So we're just going to play some holes. It's just sort of following on from me doing some practice this morning. We're going to talk about what we're working on, but more importantly, just put this driver to the test for the first time out on the golf course. So we'll probably play like 3 holes, just 3 holes, which I can hit like 3 drivers off each tee. And yeah, we'll have some fun with it. It's not spinning much. Yeah, mate. Cheers, bud. I'll step out your way. Get this camera off, unless you want to be on it.
Really, no.
So those 2 first shots. Now I've not got numbers today. So the idea, tomorrow morning, I'm going down to the new golf facility in Exeter Golf Lounge, and we're gonna spend like an hour just trying to spec this driver up so I'm getting the perfect launch conditions. That looks like it's launching, you know, relatively in the right window, but it's just, that's probably not spinning enough. That like looks like, now I don't want to like pretend to be a human trap man, but that looks like it's spinning at like 1800. And the problem is, if your good one is spinning at 1800, when you hit one off the toe, you're just losing too much. So with my speed, sort of like, well, right now it feels like very slow, but on the golf course it's about 125. At that speed, I want to be spinning it around 2.2, launching it at like between 10 and 12. So it's going forward, but staying in the air. So then when I hit one off the toe, it still stays in the air. You want to have a bit of forgiveness through your launch conditions. So I'm just going to wait for him to head on, and then we have another group behind. This is, by the way, we're at Bovey Castle today, right? This is literally the most quiet golf course in the world. Come out on the golf course and 2 groups. Bit high, right? Little bit of a proper review. So looking down on it, I mean, it's a pretty club, isn't it? I had the 8-degree dark speed head before, and the way they made that, it was a bit more sort of like triangular at the back, like a bit more of a sharper teardrop look. Teardrop? Is it teardrop? I don't know. But this one's slightly more rounded. I don't know if they actually have an 8-degree head for this driver, but regardless, it wouldn't even matter because, I mean, I'm just not an 8-degree driver head golfer now with the launch conditions that I'm getting. So the moves that I'm working on in my golf swing are like off, on, and throw here. So naturally, angle of attack's just going to be a bit more down, whereas before it would be like this way and then under it and flip, and I was probably like 3 up on it. So before I needed a lower loft to keep the spin down because I was probably adding a bit of loft and hitting up on it. whereas now it's very much like on top and driven. I need help with spin. So it may be that this LS model just isn't going to spin enough, but that's what we've got to work out. Anyway, right, we've got 207 pin. Just going to hit a few shots in here. I think the greens have been done, so we probably won't spend too much time on the greens. So 207 in the cold. I mean, you'd think it's playing all of 215, 220 uphill. So get into pre-shot routine and just try and present that feel. Oh my days. That is flush. Tell you what, it's feeling good. Like these new feels that I'm really like programming in pre-shot routine are feeling very good. Sort of feels like I'm like more on top of it and throwing it again, which is when I was hitting it really well before I went away. I think that'll do, to be fair. 2 shots, probably like 10 foot left and 10 foot right. That's not bad from 207. Okay, winter greens, just been spiked. Let's just have a roll. Right, we're not going to bother getting a read. I know from before this is like at least 3%. Probably 2.5 cups right. That's ridiculous. Speed reading. 2%, and it is just from memory. So foot outside right edge, no practice stroke. He's not hit it hard enough, has he? Yeah, big bus. Get away with saying that in English. Bus. Bus. Best word ever, by the way. Bus. So winter tees, this is playing a bit forward than normal, obviously. I think it's about 330 to the ditch, which is like plenty far enough when it's this cold. Because you got to think, it's like, what, 5 degrees with a cold, like a very slight breeze, but like a northerly wind. Like, you've got to think the ball's, it must be near 10%. So I usually probably carry it like 315-ish, like in decent conditions. That's got to be down there at like 285. So, right, I mean, obviously when you're getting fit for driver or you're trying to find the right driver, you don't really want to be making alterations for your golf swing, as in like changing your golf swing to suit the driver. You want to be swinging it well and then have the right driver in your hand. Now the thing is, right, my swing is moving more and more towards being on top of it and being more there. I'm still not there. I'm still not there yet. So I've launched those last 3 pretty high for a 9-degree head. So I'm just gonna sort of like exaggerate the feeling of what I'm working on, really, you know, moving into the golf ball and see what sort of flight we get. Just aim in about 10 yards left of the green, sort of down the curve of the path. Should carry the trees. Bit fadey, just a bit. It's fine there. Head feels really good though, and it sounds decent as well. Okay, so that's probably fadey because I'm like leaning but not releasing, but that definitely spun like 600 revs more, so I like that. Yeah, it's could argue that was like a few mil low on the face. So I'm going to tee it down a bit more. Right, pre-shot routine. Get into it. Cool. Wow. That's a decent golf swing and a very good ball flight. So there's potential that the last couple were hit like fractionally high on the face. Right, ball one. And these two are like 5 yards apart. Yeah, it's probably, you know what, they're still carrying like 290 even in this cold, so it's not bad. Okay, so we've got the ultimate test. Literally the tightest golf hole on planet Earth. Like I've been up there and measured the fairway, and where I'm about to hit this, I think it's 11 paces wide, and you got hazards both sides. So when I'm on the golf course, playing tournaments, just playing golf. Good start to the sentence, mate. So yeah, when I'm playing golf, again, good effort. When I'm trying to score, let's go there. Right, so when I'm trying to score, I will. Okay, let's just start that all again. So when I'm on the golf course and I'm competing, there's times where the holes get tight. So you got like trees both sides, or trees then trouble. And what you see a lot of is, if you get a really tight golf course, you'll see a lot of players, if they've got a fair bit of speed, they'll start to just lower that trajectory of driver. It's like a very safe way of still hitting driver, but keeping it in play. This only really works if your speeds are pretty high, because if your speeds aren't, then the ball, falls out the sky quicker because you're not putting as much spin on it. But for a hole like this, I mean, I'm never hitting drive here at all, but this is just a great example. If this was fractionally wider and it wasn't hazards both sides, and there wasn't a wider bit to hit iron into, this would be so basically, if it was a different hole, this would be a good example. What I'm trying to say is, I'm going to try and flatten this one out. 3 shots, flatten them all out, and we'll see what results we get. So I'm just teeing it a bit lower and just squeezing it a bit more. So that's fine, it's in play, but that's not the flight. So that one is hit slightly high, slightly toey, and hitting down on it, so it basically just knuckles left. I'm still not 100% whether this drive is going to spin enough for me. Yeah, good spin rate, but that's a Pro V in the trees. We're going to aim a bit left, squeeze it a bit more. Nah, it's not it either, at all. At all. As a summary, it feels like really good off the face. It looks great. I'm liking the feel of that new Ventus shaft, Velocore Plus. But tomorrow we're gonna go hit balls, do a proper hour-long session where I'm trying different lofts, different specs, and I'm just gonna see what sort of spin results I can get. Because at the moment, I'm just a bit worried that the LS head's probably not spinning enough. It sounds decent, feels nice off the face. But yeah, we just need to tune in the specs. It may work, we may be able to find a setting that works, but if not, we then may have to play around with other heads. Anyway, this camera's heavy. I'm off. Hope you've enjoyed this. Cheers for watching, and subscribe if you want to see that next video.